the balance between family life and work.
Yeah.
It all comes into play. What do you want?
Yeah.
I mean, where's the limit?
Yeah.
How much money do you have to make?
Yep.
We're all on this planet for a short time. I mean, these are, as you get older, these are things that you think of, it's like.
And even then more so because you're still relatively pretty young.
Yeah, 37,
yeah. But it's good that you're thinking about these things now because, as you become 47, 57, 67, when it comes down to it, you talk to a person at a retirement age or getting back into the fourth quarter of life, their perspective on life is a lot more wisdom than what we can offer as people in our 30s.
Definitely. Most of the people I've talked to always say that I wish I would have retired earlier.
Yeah, exactly. Or enjoyed the moment more often instead of worrying about so much all the time.
Yeah, exactly. And so, as you get older, you get in that, you want that balance.
There's a season for everything.
Kind of maybe ahead of me a little bit about the balance,
I'm just trying to figure it out, man. This is all about figuring it out. I don't think we ever do figure it out. I think it's more of the journey. And part of this is not to tell people what to do, but to kind of say, this is where I'm at. And at certain points in life, someone's going to relate to where you're at in life. Like I can relate to you being, what drives you is your blessing and your curse at the same time. What drives me as driven people, it comes at a cost. And it's almost like it's self-abuse. Like you physically suffer, health-wise.
Yeah.
So people go, hey, Rob, you look stressed. Well, yeah, I'm stressed because I'm trying to do I care about every single one of my clients, every single detail, making sure everything's taken care of. Life is chaotic in itself, so bad things are just going to happen out of your own control. And you're taking on other people's serious investments, whether that's buying or selling real estate for myself, or if you have a client, you treat them like family. And so now they become your family, and now that burden's on your shoulders to perform. And if something weird happens, or if you don't feel like, it's not 100%, 110% satisfaction rate, you might lose a little bit of sleep. But that's part of what makes you great. It's true with any high level business person or a high level sports figure. They put the hours in the gym, going up to practice, doing their thing, more so than the next guy. But with that comes some sacrifice.
Yeah, no, 100%. It's always been, for me, my routine has just always been education.
Yeah.
Know whatever it is that you're selling.
Yeah.
Know it like the back of your hand.
Exactly, in and out.
And then
great point.
Be able to tell people about it.
Yeah.
If you have those two things, you'll be successful.
Yeah.
But it's not; those two things don't come easy.
No. It's work.
It is work, but
and you can't fake it. Don't try to fake it.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
I mean, it's if you're educated.
Yeah.
I'd say that's number one.
Mm-hmm.
As far as whatever you're selling, product knowledge, and then the second thing is how high you can take that success with being able to relate and talk to people.
Yeah.
So most important thing is get educated, and then and then see what you can do with it as far as making friends.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically.
Yeah. It's still with all that's out there with social media and how large and small the world is, it still comes down to belly, and it's who's the 120 people that I guess they've done some studies in the past, and don't quote me on this, but it's kind of popping in my head where growing up we were kind of very tribal, and as humans we can only kind of fit 120 people into our brain, and they've done studies as far as how many names you can remember and really kind of know details about that person. After you hit 120, it kind of teeters off. And so you kind of have this close circle. All that to say is like leverage the people Don't just kind of put yourself in a box if it's possible and lock yourself up in a room and not meet people. You do want to meet people of quality, people that'll help you raise your game. For me, it's who are my top 5 friends, and are they better at what they're doing than I'm doing? Because then I will grow. I want 5 people that are smarter than me to be surrounded by.
Playing golf with a lower handicap.
Exactly, right? It's just show me your closest 5 friends and I'll show you who you are, kind of thing. So try to surround myself with positive thinkers, people who want the best out of life, and people who do the right thing, because that's automatically going to kind of rub off.
Yeah. And I use a business coach.
Yeah.
Every
just
2
huge.
weeks.
I think that's
half an hour.
Yeah.
and it's good. It's Brian Buffini company.
Awesome.
And so anybody can sign up for their coaching, and
it's a critical factor to your game. You got to have coaching.
It's a sense of somebody to hold me responsible.
Yeah.
Even
Michael Jordan needed a coach. Jordan Spieth needs a coach. You never are there. Everyone needs a coach.
Yeah, I was never into it before, and then about 6-7 months ago, I just signed up, and they said, I'm going to do this, and I'm just going to roll with it.
Yeah.
And I may not do everything that the coach tells me, but someday I will, like I want to.
Yeah, exactly.
But I've definitely taken things and practices and putting them into my businesses, and it's definitely, it's just great. It's somebody that will hold you responsible, and if you ever have a chance of having a coach, I just think everybody should highly recommend that.
Yeah. For me, we're self-motivated people, but there's a big difference between me waking up, going to the gym, working out by myself versus me meeting with my boxing trainer and then him holding my feet to the fire. It's a whole new level that I wouldn't find by myself, of push. They know how to push you. They know how to custom tailor it. So when you're having a problem on a business level that maybe we haven't run into yet, we will run into down the road. They've already run into that problem and can give you creative solutions. So, whether it's your health, diet, your business, even family counselors are vital resources. We need this in every aspect of our lives. So kudos to you for taking advantage of it. I wanted to now with that as being part of your routine, I want to kind of get into let's go a little bit more daily, kind of weekly, since we are creatures of habit. I know when I kind of slack off, if I don't wake up and go to the gym first thing in the morning, it's a snowball effect as far as my mentality throughout the day. And now I need to be what you're buying, what you get with a real estate agent or somebody who's entrepreneur level, even customer service, is their mindset. If they're in a bad mood, it's going to reflect into the deal. It's going to seep into some form of that transaction and or relationship. So my job is to wake up in a good mindset, a positive attitude, even keel, not this volatility of emotions, and confident because I did the work on the education side. So mornings are vital. I say write down my goals, a little bit of gym, a little bit of reading, and then I'm off to the races. I don't know. What about yourself?
A lot of the same. I mean, I always room to improve.
Yeah,
the gym is something I hate to do. That's my
hardest part.
But it's the after I do it, it's the best part of my day.
Exactly. And I don't do it because I care how strong I am. I literally only do it because I want my mind to be sharp for work. I don't know. Is it for you? Is it just I want to feel good, right? Or do you want to be Mr. Joe Stud six pack?
We do live in Mountain, so no. But I want to. It's for all the reasons. I want to have the six pack. I want to.
I don't care.
I want to be healthy.
I got the dad bod.
I want to lower my cholesterol. Well, I'm starting to realize that the dad body might be something I might embrace pretty soon. And just say screw it all. But 15 minutes on the treadmill it makes me feel about the same as an hour does in the gym.
Exactly.
So I'm trying to figure out which one I want.
Yeah. But you want to set an example for your son too, as far as being healthy.
Yeah, definitely being healthy. Longevity. And but as far as routine goes, I mean, the most important part of my day, the first thing I do when I wake up is I record my voicemail.
Yeah,
I change it every day.
We got to talk about that because I think that's genius.
It's been. I mean, everybody who leaves me a message So I say, let's look at the date. I say, now that I'm on the spot, what do I say? Now I say, this is. Tell them. I'm trying to say. I'd say this every day, but I'm kind of.
It's pretty much he name drops the date in every single voicemail.
No, I'll do it here. I'm looking at the date on my phone here. Tuesday, January 17th. I go. You've reached Dan Bardenhagen. Today is Tuesday, January 17th.
Yeah.
And I'm either on the line or in a meeting.
Yep.
Please leave me a message. I will return your call. And sometimes I say shortly. Sometimes I say today, depending on my workload.
Exactly.
And then at the end, you got to give them a big aloha.
Yeah.
I mean, sort of setting the pace and setting the mood with your clients and stuff. That has really helped me. For one, whatever I'm selling, they're going to stop and wait to hear from me.
Yeah.
They're not going to go to the next guy.
Yeah.
And then as far as setting the mood, a lot of times I miss a call. I listen to the message, and the first thing the client says is aloha,
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
and they're just in a great mood.
There's some connection
and
there.
it helps. And
Where'd you learn that trick from? I don't call it
it's
trick.
just
I mean, where'd
self-taught,
you
I
learn that
guess.
practice? See, that was your.
I just I just started
pretty
doing it. Well, I
genius.
guess when I got an iPhone.
Yeah.
And then I realized it was really easy. Remember when you used to have to call up and get like on a landline
And put
to
in
change
your
your voicemail?
Yeah.
And it was like dial 3,
Yeah.
dial 2, dial 1. And then it was like, 20 minutes later, you had your voicemail changed. When I got visual voicemail was when I'm like, this is really easy to change it and update it.
I don't think you. All right, so come clean. Have you ever missed a day?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, my
I've
mom is calling the hospitals.
Yeah.
That's the only bad thing is you miss a day. It's oh my God, Danny, where are you?
Yeah, he's been
are you
kidnapped.
alive?
Yep.
You drowned in the ocean.
Yeah.
So I don't miss
The
a
shark
day.
got him.
I don't miss a day anymore.
I've never called you and got a voicemail where the day was wrong, and I'm always so impressed. So it works on a few different scales.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it shows that you're a workhorse and that you're in this game to be the best.
It's such an easy thing to do too.
Yeah.
Right. And a lot of people don't do it. So I just recommend it. I mean, it's just people know that you're up.
Yeah.
And you're ready to take on the world.
And you care about the details.
The details, yeah.
You've given thought to. If you can give thought to something so minuscule, how much more thought are you going to give to something on such a large scale?
Yeah.
It sets that temperature right off the bat.
Very easy thing to do.
Yeah. And it shows that you're consistent.
And the reward is just exponential.
Yeah. I'm glad you brought that up. I think that's one of the most subtle yet impactful things. And I wouldn't have thought to bring it up, but it's how I associate. Your worth ethic is. I call you. There's a voicemail. It's a new day, and I go, "Wow, that he's a hard worker." It's a great tactic.
Yeah, I mean, and then you roll out of bed, you do that, and then you think about the gym for a little bit, whether you're going to go or not.
Yep.
If you go, you're having an awesome day.
Is that 100%?
And so, I mean, the proximity thing of me moving is even more. You get closer to the gym, have everything kind of like right there. So it just when you're a high producer, you're just bam, 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 bam.
But preparation meets opportunity. It's the same thing as for Aaron Rodgers, the quarterback, and it's the same thing as if you're, for me, real estate. I have to be prepared at an open house, because when that opportunity arises and I'm on stage, if I haven't prepared or put in the work, that's the moment of truth. He's either going to look right through me and say, this kid doesn't know his stuff, or he's a professional. I'm going to give him a call.
Yeah.
And that's what we strive for.
Yeah. No, I've noticed that about you. You really, somebody that is, comes across very, very professional and very knowledgeable. And those are two things that, I mean, I wish I could be more professional. That's something that maybe I need work on, but
I think that's good. That's a healthy countermeasure to our ego, is to feel insecurity is a good thing, and doubt's a good thing, because it gets you to prep even more. And if you think you know it all, you're not going to stay up and study or go to that class or do that. Trust me. A big part of one of the takeaways I want people to understand for salespeople, for business people, entrepreneurs, pretty much anybody, is we deal with this insecurity on a daily. Like if somebody says no to accepting me as their agent, I have to say, all right, well, I'm not tall enough. I'm not good looking enough. I'm not smart enough. Yeah. You take it personal.
Oh yeah.
I think the key is try not to take it personal. Put in all the hard work, and then the rest will follow. But it's a fail forward, don't take any loss. Like any time I don't get the deal, it's not a personal thing to me. It's a learning experience, and stay positive. Try to stay positive, I guess, is where I'm getting at. But you've been number one in and out. You're young, you're new to the game out here. How long have you lived on Maui again?
It was about 10 or 11 years.
Yeah.
11 years now.
It's no accident that you're in the position that you are in. It's through hard work. It's no coincidence. So kudos to you. I tell people there's no excuses. There's no victim mentality. For real estate agents, the excuse is always, there's too many agents. How can I make a living? There's just too many agents. I think that's a terrible way to think right off the bat. You need to shift that completely and say, I'm going to figure this out.
And this is, this is why I'm number one, or this is why you should use me.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to bring,
value.
you got to put value to yourself.
And everybody has value.
Everybody. They have to find it.
Exactly.
And
then mold it and shape it.
Yeah. I mean, not everybody's a salesperson.
Yeah.
But for the people that have the shot of being one, I always look for that quality
kind of have an
eye. That some people have. Like I've met salespeople that weren't salespeople.
Yeah.
Right. And I train a lot of people over on other islands and stuff.
Yeah.
And some of them are like book nerds or something, or people that just are not socially. Never were socially active. You could tell it was the person in high school,
introvert
in the corner. Yeah. But every once in a while they'll crack a joke, or something, and I'll be like, there it is. That's your niche.
Yep.
But now you have to learn the trade.
Yeah.
From start to finish. You got to know. Don't read books.
Yeah.
Read your rules or your guidelines or your education on your subject. Know it like the back of your hand. And then go out and you crack that joke.
Yeah.
Or you just do that little, you don't have to be
you got to be yourself.
You got to be yourself. But, and that self may be just.
It's there, but you're not showing it because nobody's kind of giving you the confidence. People get nervous, right? Especially introverts. I'm an introvert. I've had to learn to kind of be a little bit more relaxed. But it sounds like you have an ability to kind of A, scout talent, and then B, bring that talent out of somebody.
I do. I thrive off it, even though it's not something that I'm doing right now. It's I like to help people be successful.
Yeah, me too.
And pull that inner, put it all together for them. A lot of people just lack the confidence.
Exactly.
And they don't think that they can be a top producer or something. And with a lot of the stuff that we talked about today, they can. They just need that a little bit of nurturing, a little bit of head start, if you will. Just a jump start is what I meant to say. And they can just be, running.
Two points I want to bring up there, make sure we touch base on is a big part of this too, is what motivates people isn't necessarily the money or even pleasure aspects. A big part of what makes people happy and motivates people is helping others. It's kind of in our human nature. There's something I like teaching a new agent, even if I feel like they might not really care about it or want to do it for the rest of their lives. I enjoy helping people. It's not necessarily charity, but it's what I can offer as far as, helping somebody go from step 1 to step 2. Sounds like you have that same basic instinct. And it costs us money to give up our time and help some people at some parts of the day, but I would rather help somebody than I don't know, play a video game or whatever have you. Like there's some intrinsic value to watching people grow in their own skin. And so I kind of want to talk about motivation and then how when you give to others, how it makes you feel better. And then the second thing I want to talk about is what you were touching base on is an introvert. They might crack a joke and we're like, oh, that's kind of funny. You don't realize some of the funniest people are like the most shy people, and who they are around their best friend or their family when they're comfortable, they're a totally different person. And as extroverts or people who are kind of time is money, if we take a step back and realize there's this whole soul there that's could be an amazing person, but we just don't give them the space or the stage to kind of make them feel like they can be themselves. If you can do that, those people are they're going to be thankful forever. They're going to remember you. And like going back to, they're going to show up for your funeral and say, this person made an impact on my life. And that's something super special, I think. Yeah. Yeah. And that's why it's so important to be interactive. Yeah. Meet as many people as you can. Yep. And have conversations. Yeah. Just conversation after conversation. And care about them, not to get something from them, care about them just to care about them. Yeah. Just learn. Because then you'll, that was always my strategy. Yeah. So I used to, do a lot of video. Yeah. And I just would say, hey, come do a video at my house. And it wasn't just directly to get business. That was for me to get 10 minutes aside everybody else to meet you. Yeah. To see if we have a fun time making that video. Yeah. And then maybe we'll have a fun time doing business. Yeah, exactly. And that's the approach that really I built a lot of businesses on. Is just it's getting that interaction and seeing who you click with, and those are the people that
is going to be the lasting relationship of working with. The other ones are it's just going to
come and go,
fade away.
Yeah,
that's fine.
And you'd be surprised who you click with and who you don't.
Until you spend that time with them, you just don't know.
Yeah, I tend to be judgmental at times, and so I might assume somebody, hey, they're high strung, or they're no fun, or they're this, or they're that. And then you get to know them, and you just go, wow, there's this whole other incredible story or side to you that I didn't see. I didn't give you the time of day, and now that we have, I mean, people are really relatable at the end of it. We all kind of want the same things, and that's to be. I genuinely believe the majority of people want to be good people and do good things for themselves and for others. And so sometimes there's a negative connotation as far as that person's just out for themselves. Well, no, there's some backstory there, or maybe they were hurt, and there's something that you can relate to, and you guys, some of all that. I know I'm rambling, but some people that I've kind of butted heads with the most ended up being some of my best friends in the future. Yeah. And so I've seen that in business as well. So you just never know. Get to know people.
Yeah.
It's a huge aspect.
Yeah, I always try to meet new people every week. It's one of the points I try to hit. Is
mine's 5 people a day. Try to talk to or make conversation with 5 people you never talked to before. Because at the end of the day, it's how many people know you're a realtor. Yeah. And that's not just because, I never think about it as I want to make money. I just, if I'm the best at what I do and I feel I'm the best at what I do, then you gotta be your own cheerleader for sure.
Yeah, and that's easy to do on Maui.
Yeah, 100%.
First question anybody you meet ask is, what do you do here?
Exactly.